Okay. Wow, guys, welcome to YEA's first introduction, introducing YEA to many, many, many people. And this is the first of many. So I'm Carol Witt, and I just want to tell you a little bit about me. I am the creator and founder for YEA, Young Entrepreneurs Alliance. And I'm going to tell you how that came about. So I was doing a landmark seminar. I've been involved with Landmark since about 94. So I was doing a landmark seminar called Creativity. And in that seminar, they asked us if we would create 3 projects that, that were definitely a stretch for us, something that it would light us up, but it was really a stretch for us to make it happen. And so the project that I chose was to choose an entrepreneurial program that challenged the job market and created a thriving economy. And now, guys, that is YEA. Now, it looked very different when we first started. And then I brought my 2 co-founders into the program, and we revamped the whole program. And that is Carrie Ritter and Roseanne Ritter. And they are co-founders of this program, and they hold the future of YEA. I want to make sure that it's people that love it as much as I do to take it into the future when I'm not around. Okay. So I created that project. And guys, I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years. 30 years. And the biggest thing for me is I struggled. I was on my own. I had to do it all by myself. I had no support structure, and I struggled. And I wanted to make sure that I could support entrepreneurs to thrive instead of survive, which is what I did for a long time. So I started like one-on-one mentoring, and I decided I wanted my dream was bigger. I wanted to reach more entrepreneurs than just one-on-one. And with the support and help of a mentor, we brought the program online. And then Carrie and Roseanne and I really revamped and created this program for entrepreneurs, for nonprofits, for anybody that is basically needing a support structure to make things happen. So, guys, as entrepreneurs, there's no life without our dreams, right? We will stop at nothing to make our dreams come true. And YEA makes ideas happen using the 6 pillars of thriving. And now I'm going to introduce my dear, dear, dear co-founder, Carrie Ritter, and he's going to talk to you about 6 pillars. Carrie.
Hi, my name is Carrie Ritter. I live in Tampa, in the Tampa area, north of Tampa. I have been in the IT industry for around 35 years. So I've had a job for a very long time. My wife and I also have a home-based business that we've been involved with for 25 years. And I've learned quite a bit in just the past few years about the entrepreneurial spirit, but also about these 6 pillars I'm going to touch on here in a few minutes, but just a little bit more about what happened with this program. I was driving home from a long weekend, and I gave Carol a call. She had left me a message, and I had a 5-hour drive. And in those 5 hours, we basically revamped her initial YEA program into something that we've already had going on now for a little, close to 2 years, year and a half now, but we've had 2 programs. This is our 3rd program. And it's really been an amazing thing for me because I've gotten so much out of every single one of these pillars, and I'm the one who presents this program and delivers it. And it's just so amazing because of the people that have been involved in the program with us in the last 2 years. that as a community, I've learned a lot from everyone. And really, that's what I think is going to be really huge about this, is that as we grow, and your involvement in it is going to make a huge difference for you, but everybody else involved. So, Carol, why YEA? What gap does it fill? Muted. Sorry.
I muted myself. Whoops. So guys, the gap that YEA fills, where it makes a difference, is number one, coaches, keeping you in action. Number two, accountability. I went out and I looked at a lot of different entrepreneurial programs, and I found out that, they say they have accountability. They say that they really hold you accountable to the things you're up to, and it's very lax. And I will tell you, we really support you to be your word to yourself and to others in the actions you're going to be taking in this program.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to go through real quickly the 6 pillars, but then I'm going to have some people share some of the things that they got from the program. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start just basically a list. There's 6 pillars, being a thriving entrepreneur. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to have a business. Doesn't mean that you have to have anything like, or, a corporation, but you could be an employee. We call that intrapreneur, but basically where you own the corporation, similar to what I do for a living in IT. I work for a company, but I actually use these 6 pillars in my everyday life in the business that I have. Or you may have a nonprofit, or you may want to start a nonprofit, or maybe you just want to do a family project. It doesn't really matter. The focus is that these things can help you be successful in just about anything that you want to go from start to finish. And it's all about our dreams and fulfilling on those dreams. So the first pillar is mindset. Self is the foundation of our success. Number 2, declaration, and the power that declaring basically gives you in getting actions and taking action in areas of your life that you never could have thought of before. Visualization. Your words create your world. The power of pictures and words. It kind of goes back to, if you speak it, it will be. And we talk about that in the program. There's number 4, focus. The power of focus, and what we focus on is what we get. Like taking micro steps or micro action, or just taking actions in general. And then number 5 is accountability and actions. There's no more justification and there's no more tomorrow. Giving your word and keeping it, and gaining trust in yourself, not just everybody around you, but trusting yourself when you take the actions. And then there's number 6, community, my favorite. You're not alone. And in leadership is stepping up, and it becomes a skill. It's something that you learn. If you're not used to taking on leadership and owning things, you can learn that in this program. And to grow your network, and how to use your resources to get those things that you're looking for in your life, and doing that by helping others. So right now we have these 6 pillars, and I know we have people on the phone or on the Zoom call tonight that have all had some experience, and I'm going to just go on a limb here and say, if you've had anything that has changed in your life around any of those 6 pillars and you'd like to share, raise your hand. Anybody? Okay, I'm going to start with Keith. Keith, tell us one thing that you've had that's had an impact on you around one area, and what is that area?
I guess I'm going to start from the end, actually, Carrie, with community.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is community impact? How's that made a difference and impact on you with this course?
Well, from this course and in my life, from the course, I got how powerful the community is in terms of learning, in terms of accelerating action towards, hey, either it's a go or a no go. In the different iterations of this course, I've had some goes, and I'm in a go right now, and I've had some no goes, and the community helped me to see that my intuition around a person I was partnering with a couple of years ago just really wasn't the best thing for integrity and accomplishing my mission. And if I didn't have the community, I'd probably still be in some form of stress that and maybe I would have finally let go, but it would have been way too late. So I was able to talk to Carol, talk to yourself, talk to a few others that have seen things that they've experienced, and it helped me to realize, okay, I can let go. I'll be fine. I'll figure out my next path. And yeah, it was something I hadn't experienced before. I would normally just dwell in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people with a lot of like interests working together can really collaborate, get out of their way, get out of their own way, and actually use each other in a way that everyone benefits. Right? Is that kind of what I get from
Oh,
that?
exactly. I started a note business not quite a year ago. Notes are mortgage notes. They're cash flow streams. And I'm in a group now of about 15 people. And someone suggested starting a study buddy group. As it turns out, Carol, she's actually a landmark curriculum graduate as well. And still, there was a need for someone to step up and really communicate with others, find the way through first, and help bring everybody along so that we could all get on the same page with different things that we needed to accomplish. The person I was before YEA was not the person who did what I did. I sent out messages. I said, who needs help? I'll meet with you tonight. Let's get on a Zoom call. Matter of fact, just last night, I did the same thing and help people get to where they needed to be so that we can all move forward and enjoy the next phase together rather than no one left behind, man. It's community. It's everybody wins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, getting everyone involved and being on the same page.
Exactly.
It definitely propels you in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
the reflection of gratitude is beautiful too. It they know somebody cares about them, and I got to experience it from the woman who runs our group, and she called me and checked in with me to see how I was doing, and I shared with her because she told us all that, and this is kind of a sales thing, what she's selling isn't notes, and note training. What she's selling is a community of people. She could see that. And I said, well, let me share with you the fact that you actually reached out to me and I got to clear my space. I got all my homework done. You acted as a leader, and then I could act as a leader to share with everybody else because I got my work done, and I know most of the people hadn't done their work. And I was able to share with them and get them all to move through. It's beautiful. Community, man. Community.
That is tremendous. And that is a big pillar for us. And it is my favorite too. It's one of the things that I've learned a lot about over the past few years. So thank you very much, Keith, for sharing that. We've got 5 pillars. Anybody else want to share a pillar? All right. How about you, Roseanne?
Okay. My pillar that is really important to me is accountability and action. In YEA, we have mentors, coaches that really support the participant. And therefore, even as a head coach, I can put together my plan and feel very confident working with my mentor to carry out my actions of my plans. And that gives me like great reward that I am moving forward in my plan to reach my goal.
So knowing that you're not in it on your own and having other
Yeah.
people there to work with you.
And the coaches are so encouraging. They're not like whipping you into shape. They're very encouraging and they work with you. So that's very rewarding.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Roseanne, for sharing.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody else? Who else do we have? We have a few more to go. Terrell, I see you raising your hand. Terrell, what's your area?
The area that stood out most to me was declaration.
Mm.
And what I got from the program was a recognition of myself, that I avoided commitment. And declaration requires accountability in action and commitment. And so even from a phone call, like scheduling a phone call with Keith, for example, he's like, look, you missed that call. So let's schedule another one. And it was painful for me to commit to a time and day, not because I didn't want to speak to Keith, but just because that's a thing for me. And so throughout the course, being a coach, and this time going toward being a head coach, I can only imagine the level of commitment. But as a coach, committing to being there for my coachees was a big deal. And also declaring what my projects would be. Because there's a thing with looking good with declaration. When you say it out loud, now you have to just keep your word and live up to
Do
what
it.
you said. The only thing left to do is do it. And so, that has kept me moving forward throughout and beyond the program. So declaration is a huge thing for me. Once I say it out loud and people know now I have, and in the past when I was younger, it didn't matter what people thought to me. So I would say, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then just not do it because I didn't have the commitment piece and the accountability piece. But how the pillars come together through the program is it's
Well,
everything.
Yeah, so what you're saying is like when you make a declaration, it's okay to make the declaration, but if you don't do it, then that's only the one pillar, and that you need 6.
Exactly.
So that one pillar, you gotta add the others to it in order to get everything you desire.
Exactly.
And doing just the one thing, making the declaration, isn't enough.
Yeah.
It isn't enough, is
I
it?
can do that all day. But,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know. I deal with it. I deal with it every day in life too, and I know we all do. And that's. Thank you for. I appreciate you sharing that, Terrell. And yeah, we've definitely seen a big. I've seen a big change in the way you are now, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. So who else would like to share a pillar? How about I see a freak out there.
Hi guys.
Hi,
My pillar, the biggest impact that I think I had with this course was related to focus. So I'm a creative person. I did visual arts and photography and drama, a counselor, and I had a lot of ideas. And so that's just how my mind works. And when I have a problem, I'll think of a new idea. So the focus, when we got to that in the course, I realized that whenever I had a challenge or I hit struggle, I would change my idea. I would start a new project. I would go, well, writing this book is probably not the best idea. Let me go to starting this. And I would change. And I hadn't really realized that I was doing that over the years and really hadn't finished anything. As many as ideas as I had had. So when we got to the focus, no matter how brilliant the idea was, I was going to table it. I was going to write down all my thoughts about it and continue to focus on this current idea. And so the other part of it was, for me, I had to confront my relationship with struggle, because for me, struggle was a sign to me that I was on the wrong track. Change the idea, move on. So in our course in YEA, you learn that struggle, if you're struggling, you're making progress. And I was like, what? Doesn't make sense. And I'm telling you, I lived this over and over again, where I would confront struggle after struggle. And every time I had a struggle, I would be having a breakthrough. We joked around that I'm going to write the book, My Struggle is My Breakthrough. And now that I've graduated YEA and I've gotten into my own home, some of you know I've been renovating it, and I have lived these lessons. like staying focused on this project, taking things one step at a time, not changing directions, and then not getting scared because I'm facing struggle. Now I have a different relationship. I can't even explain how big that is. Like I welcome it. I open my eyes, I observe, I notice my own behavior, and I'm a total different person just because of that. It's priceless to me. And because I'm not afraid to struggle, I can focus more now and like move through the idea instead of starting a new one. So this is like, I can't thank Carol and you and my small group that we had in our class, having a small group coaching group with about 5 of us. It was so intimate. It was so intimate. And we were together for 12 weeks. I always had access to this little group. We had our own little like WhatsApp group as well, where we'd share and talk to each other. So I've done other classes in the past. I'm kind of like a class junkie, but this was the most intimate class I'd taken, and I had the most support. And I think I grew so much where I have skills now that I can apply to my life, not just a business idea. So I'm extremely grateful. I'm way more focused and I'm not afraid to struggle. I'm like, bring it on. I'm going to have a breakthrough. Bring it on.
Oh, that's also struggle is no longer a struggle now for you. It's an
Nah.
opportunity.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Afrika. I appreciate you sharing that too. Okay, so there's 2 pillars we still have. Anyone here with visualization? How about anybody want to talk about that? How about Susan Tannenbaum?
Okay, so visualization is really, to me, it all starts there. Oh, it all starts with every pillar. But since I'm talking visualization, it starts there because it's what you create in your mind. It's this creative process. And I have had so many things that I have visualized in my mind exactly how it's really not exactly how I wanted it to go. It was more what I wanted to feel, almost the end result. And then to just let the universe deliver. And it always delivers better than I can imagine it's going to deliver. So I love visualization. I guess of all of the pillars, it's the one that is just play. It's creative and it's fun and it's play. And then you just get to sit back and reap the rewards. So I guess it's a little bit of magic, bring a little bit of magic into the whole scene.
And you're actually creating it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Susan, how often do you visualize?
Well, I'm a meditator and it's part of my meditation. So every day.
I got it.
Every
Awesome.
day.
Yeah.
Some days with more, the bottom line is visualization really only works when you put intense energy behind it. You cannot pretend to do it and expect a result. It's
Right.
an energetic phenomenon that that when you put that energy and dedication and when you really get into it, it pays you back tenfold.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Susan, for sharing your experience with visualization, and you do a fantastic job of helping us all to see that. Thank you. All right, we have one more. There's one more. Anyone here have any experience with the mindset? Anybody like to share about that? I see Paul Prowse raising his hand. Oh, I see Sandy too. Sorry, Sandy, I'll get back to you. But how about you, Paul?
So I had this really quite amazing experience because when I was approached with the idea of joining YA, I think I was pretty shut down. I was kind of closed up. And as we all know, the mind is the beginning of everything that we do. And so I had this really wonderful experience where I was able to meet people in YA that were open, that were honest, that are friendly. And it kind of shifted my mind, meaning it's when you become aware that what you've created is limiting you, when you become aware that your mind is shutting things down or ruining possibilities, then the whole shift that can change happens. And YA kind of became this breeding ground for a new openness, a new way of developing ideas, a new camaraderie, a type of space for me to learn more about how I was limited to myself, and then also open up so that I could like learn some new ways of thinking, some new ways of being, some really awesome opportunities. And so I'm very grateful for each one of the people that have been so instrumental in helping me to like see where I was blind, see where I was shut down, and to open up. So for me, YA was like I'll just consider it a big opening.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Well, guys, you just heard the 6 pillars, and you heard the impact that it's had on everyone that has spoken. And I want to thank everybody again for sharing. So now what I wanted to do is I'm just going to kind of get an idea and go from an example from someone who has been through the program. And I'm going to ask Terrell to come off of mute, and I'm going to just have a conversation with her and kind of get an idea from her, like maybe how all of those pillars impacted you. And briefly, we're just going to have a small conversation, but just by finding out what you're up to. So when you came into the program, what were you looking to accomplish?
I think what I wanted was to finish something that I started, anything that I started.
Okay, so you don't finish things.
I'm good at starting them.
Yeah. Well, how many things have you started since the program?
Many.
And how many are finished right now?
Everything is a work in process, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm asking that because it's one thing to have, like Afrika mentioned, she starts things and then she'll get to a point where it's like, oh, table it, and then you work on something else and then you table it. What would you say your experience is around that now? It sounds like you may have a similar thing. So now you've got all these things going on. What exactly is happening with, not details, but what do you, I mean, is everything in motion?
Everything is in motion or in a waiting time. So I started a business with Carol Witt, Bahamaland Ventures website, simple website designs and affordable website designs, which is going well. We have several clients now that we're working with their projects. So that's what I mean by work in progress. So we created the business, but everything is moving for our clients. And so it's keeping us going. I hope that doesn't end because I'm enjoying working with those people on their future projects and businesses and ideas in their life.
So what kind of actions have you taken to get that going? What hurdles did you have to jump?
I had to stop avoiding Carol and commit the meeting with her. Just setting days to work. That was the first hurdle, I'm sure, for Carol, was holding the slippery fish down and getting me to commit to 3 days just 3 days out of the week, Terrell, because as many of you know, I have 5 children and a husband, and I'm a realtor, and I do a whole lot of other shenanigans. And so just constantly busy, but almost too busy to focus on the things that I love to do for me.
Yeah.
And so Carol was able to help me see that as well, that you're doing a lot of stuff, but what's filling your cup? So that was one thing. The other thing was my 400,000 trees project, where my son Joseph and I we committed to planting 400,000 trees, one for every Bahamian. The Bahamas is where I'm from, so 1 tree for every Bahamian in the country, counted on the last census. It's an estimate, right? So we're doing that, and we were able to as of late last month, have 1,008 trees arrive in the Bahamas, and for sure 504 of them are in the ground in Grand Bahama, which is the island where I live.
Wow.
They've been planted, and I heard they're vibrant and looking beautiful. And the
Wow.
ones in Nassau, I'm supposed to get an update at the end of the week on how they're looking and thriving. So that is exciting for me. So I only have about 399,000 trees to go, guys.
Yeah, but but that leads me to another question. Okay, so it obviously takes something to create a project like this, but it takes an amazing amount of effort and, well, amazing amount of resources to actually act out on planting trees, even if it's 1,000 trees, doesn't matter, to make that happen, and a lot of people. So what would you say was the big switch for you that made it possible, make you see it as possible, as opposed to, oh, I'd like to do it, to actually, let's get it, here it goes? What was the big difference? What made the difference there?
Declaration, saying it to a group of people who I felt were going to be doing what they said they were going to do. So being around a group of people who were declaring what they wanted in their life, and us being committed to holding each other accountable, and having it's the week to week checking up on me, because I can go rogue. So having that weekly interaction as a coachee, because I was coaching and being coached.
Yeah.
So as a coachee and as a coach, I can't ask my coachees to do something that I'm not going to follow through on as a coachee myself.
Right.
So that really held my feet to the fire with, when I'm coming there and asking them if they did their homework, did I do mine? And so it's almost like with my kids, like you say, do as I say, not as I do. But really, they're watching everything that you do. So if you stop doing something or you're not setting an example, I think a lot of this made me connect to how I speak to my children. And so if I'm going to say something, I watch and I observe how they hold on to every word I say. If I promise them that we're going to go to the park today, they think we're going to the park. So what I was not doing was committing to going to the park. That's really real. And that broke my heart when I realized that I was doing that to them too. Because it's in every part of your life. When you're shortchanging one area, if you look at the other areas of your life, you're probably shortchanging those areas as well. That almost broke my heart. So then I committed to spending 1 hour with just each one of my children during the week. I just had to say, what do you want to do this week? And so now with my kids, this is where the 400,000 trees project came from. My son was like, you're just one woman. You can't plant 400,000 trees. My sister Shonda is in here. She knows when she wants me to do something, she challenges me. She's like, well, you probably won't get it done. And I'm like, yeah, watch me. So I'm that creature as well that thrives on that. So my son, he challenged me. And then I have to keep my word because I'm in YEA and we're declaring, and you can't just do that. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
We're not convinced. What?
So you're taking on declaration as the difference maker, but what I hear in your voice is mindset. Your mindset is that you're going to dedicate this time to doing these things, and you're going to actually visualize it. You're visualizing it, you're focusing on it, and you're taking action, and then you're being accountable because you're declaring it. And hey, you want to do what you say you're going to do. So you're covering the bases, and it's just a real testimony to being able to take one pillar that you're really strong at. It doesn't get you everything you're looking for, and then letting those others meet that one declaration and adding it together and making it all work. And that's just so amazing what you did there. And that's tremendous. That's tremendous. So I don't want to go away from your business. Obviously your business is important and this is entrepreneurial program, but I wanted to focus on that tree project because it just goes to show everybody that you don't have to have a business. You don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to, you may just want to have a project or a dream or desire, to make a difference in somebody's life and get something from the program. And I just really appreciate you sharing that with us. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Really appreciate that.
Community is a big deal, Carrie. And so community, even amongst your nuclear family, your sphere of influence, because
Yeah.
I found myself looking to people who I wanted to work with, and I was overlooking people who wanted to work with me. So that
Got
was
it.
my blind spot. Was there were people who wanted to work with me, and I was insisting on working with the people who I wanted to work with. So we
Yeah.
have to pause sometimes and look around, because there are people who are like wishing that you would ask them. And I shared that with Afrika. Afrika asked me to work with her on her project recently, and it almost brought me to tears because I didn't think Afrika was going to ask me. And so and I wanted to, but I didn't think she wanted to. So when she asked me without me having to put myself out there, it was such an honor for me. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
those types of things are perks to the program as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it is community again. It comes back to that, and people think community. Oh yeah, that's a city or a town or your neighborhood. Well, okay, that's a good point. But there's also so many things that we're all involved in. You could be into model trains. You can be into helping the poor. Whatever it is, there's a group of people out there that are all interconnected in those areas, and you have a bunch of those types of communities. You can bring them together. Imagine the power, and you're definitely a testament to that, especially with what you're up to. And thank you so much for sharing what you're up to and giving us that insight. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now, folks, we have how do we get there, right? So you just heard what Terrell has experienced, and I know we in order to understand it even clearly or clearer, you have to really see it and be a part of it to take advantage of it. And we don't do that by ourselves. I mean, I don't do it by myself. Carol doesn't do it by herself. Neither does Roseanne. But what we have is a coaching program, and the coaching program is a really, really important aspect of this. And we're not talking about people who are know-it-alls or experts at anything, because as a coach, these people can see and help you to see some of the things that maybe you don't see right here in front of your face. And to tell us a little bit more about the coaching program and introduce the coaches, I'm going to ask Jennifer Fontana to unmute and do that introduction for us. Jennifer?
Thank you, Carrie. Hello, everyone. So my name is Jennifer Fontana, and I come from the corporate world for many years, and my husband started an HVAC company here in Tampa. As you can imagine, it's very busy right now, so he's helping me out by answering the phones, which are ringing here. So thankfully, he's my partner right now in crime. So I've been with them for 3 years. So I left the corporate world and went into HVAC, not knowing too much about it, but now I probably could do a few things on your AC if you need anything ever. But I want to spend some time because I've been in the corporate world and now I work for a family business. So I'm in the day-to-day business. So coaching for me is very important. Even though I get the coaching from my husband, he's a fabulous coach. But I have this community as well to help coach me as well. So we need people outside of our small little circle to help us. So when I started getting coaching, I didn't understand why I'm getting so many questions. Like, why isn't someone just telling me what to do? Why are they asking me? I don't want to tell them stuff. I don't want to think for myself. I just want someone to tell me. So I thought it was important to spend a few minutes just to explain to everybody that when your coach is asking you questions, you're not like, okay, why are they asking me so many things? What's the reasoning for that? So I thought that was important to share today, just so you guys all understand it. So I'm going to read a little bit because there's some quotes here that I think are important and I don't want to miss it. So coaching is a method of achieving set goals. With YEA coaches, they use that through dialogue, helping the coach or the coachee or the student to set a goal, to find the best way to achieve the goal, and to reveal hidden inner potential in a person, which I think that is key because a lot of times we don't know what we're capable of, right? So the YEA coach does not say how to achieve the success. That's what I was talking about, but ask questions through which the student themselves finds the solution to their own goal. Okay, so that's what we're doing when the head coaches and the coaches are helping you. Now, if you look this up in the Cambridge Dictionary, they define the word coaching as the job or activity of providing training for people or helping to prepare them for something. But the definition isn't quite right because YEA coaching is not training or preparation. It helps and supports on the way to achieve the goal. A YEA coach works from the present to the future. That being said, all the YEA coaches are your partners and they will take a stand for you to ensure that you win. We are here to ask questions that help you find the answers. And we train, like Carrie said, to keep you in action, whether it's for yourself, your own business, or if it's for somebody else. We are excited to see everybody in this program thrive. And I want to just spend the time because the coaches are so important to this program. So I want to just take a minute. I want to just ask each coach, I'll start with the head coaches first, just to give one word or a phrase that they could describe themselves. So we can have just a quick introduction. So I'm going to start first, and I have my little drum here.
So one word, one phrase.
One word, one phrase, really fast. So I have my little drum, so I can do the drum roll. And the first person I'm going to call on is the head coach, Roseanne Ritter.
Changing dreams to into reality.
Woo, that's a good one. I like that. I might steal it. Okay, next, drum roll. Pete Sims.
You're muted, Giga.
Yeah. I was surprised there for a second. Be, do, have. Be present all day long. Do the work that arises and have gratitude for all.
Ooh, that's a strong one.
Nice.
Thanks, Pete. That's great. Okay, next, drum roll. Terrell Wilson.
Empowerment.
Empowerment.
Empowerment. Good, you did a first one word. That's great.
I had time to think.
I know, that was good. Okay, next. Okay, we're moving on to coaches. The next person is Jared McLeod.
And I don't think he is on.
Okay, well, he is one of the coaches, so you'll get to meet him. Okay, next, I know she's on. Susan Tannenbaum.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Embrace all of who you are, giving yourself permission to express your highest self.
And you say that with such grace. I love it. So calming. Okay, next. Woohoo! Drum roll. Sandy Valencia.
The power to design the life you want.
Yeah, that's powerful. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, next coach up is Karen Kearns.
Oh, and she isn't on tonight.
And she's not here.
Couldn't make it tonight.
Okay. Well, we miss her. Okay, next, drum roll. David Rance.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, David.
Uplifting inspiration.
Uplifting inspiration.
I like it. Thank you, David. Okay, last but not least is Jason Caddick.
Hi. One word would be inspiration, and a phrase would be all people experience freedom.
Nice. Thank you. You gave us two. That's perfect. A word and a phrase. So thank you, Jason.
Very nice.
Thank you, everybody. Great job. Little drum roll for everybody.
Thank you, Jennifer.
What
Appreciate
about
that.
you, Jennifer?
And great job, coaches. Thank you for giving that your insights and the information there really quick too. So now we have another group of people.
Hold on, Carrie. We didn't hear from Jennifer. What's yours, Jennifer?
Oh, we didn't, did we?
Yeah.
Jennifer.
I'll give myself a little drum roll. Okay, so mine would be just the excitement of the journey of YEA that's about to start. So thank you. I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
So we have the coaches, but we also have a group of people that are advisors. They kind of help us along with the program, making little changes here and there, and kind of keeping things a little bit fresh too at times. And what we're going to do is introduce them. But before I introduce the person who's going to go through the formal introductions, we're going to see a short video from one of our advisors who couldn't be here tonight, but she made a video. And just to let you know, this is a person who was a little bit reserved at first, and now she's just like completely out there and really sharing. So I'm going to let Carol go ahead and play the video from Holly. So if you're not muted, go ahead and mute so that there's no background noise, because it may be a little bit low in volume. So if you would please go ahead and mute, and Carol will bring that video up now.
Come on. I'm trying. What's going on? It is not playing. Hold on. Huh.
Sometimes things don't go as planned, but that's
I
okay.
know. Come on. I just opened it. I just played it.
Is it already open at the top?
No. Mm-mm. Come on.
You do it, Carol.
Hold on. I will do it. Let me just refresh this because something's going on. Ah, there we go. Okay.
I tell you what, Carol, go ahead and stop your sharing. Go ahead and try to work in the background to get that working. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and have, I'll introduce Paul. So Paul Prowse is going to be, he is one of our advisors, trusted advisors for the group and for our program. And I'm going to ask him to come on and introduce and talk a little bit about the program.
Thank you, Carrie. And thank you for the opportunity to share this. I'm so excited and so interested in this process because basically what we're doing with the advisor program is as a supplement, as an add-on service to all the YEA attendees. We're going to provide advisors to give them insights and new ideas as to how they can move their businesses forward. And so we're going to focus on several of the processes that are so important for Carol and for each of us as entrepreneurs, such as YouTube Live, Facebook Live, hashtags, building email lists, and all the others. And so what the advisors are going to do in essence is to be accessible to people who are building businesses and forming their dreams. And we'll be doing is to share our ideas with the students, the ideas that maybe they're blind to, maybe they can't see because they're too close to it. And the purpose of this will be to open up a whole new world of possibilities for each of the students so that they can go after their dreams and they can move their businesses forward. So there's the brief on it. And what we'll do is we'll have some really great advisors that will be available for like one-on-one helpful information and ideas that each one of them who has expertise will be able to share.
Okay, I've got it, Carrie.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Paul. I really do appreciate that. And who are the other advisors that are going to be a part of our group?
I'm very honored to work with these people. They're outstanding individuals and advisors. Their names are Faustine Judd, Christy Abbott, and coincidentally, Holly Robbins, which I believe we're going to just see. So you'll be able to
Yes.
get a grasp of how brilliant she is.
Yeah, so I'm just going to ask everybody, thank you very much, Paul. So I'm going to ask everybody to go ahead and mute, and then we'll go ahead and play the message from Holly. So go ahead, Carol.
Hi, everyone. My name is Holly Robbins, and I run the YEA podcast with Carol. In the podcast, we interview different entrepreneurs from around the Tampa Bay area. Now, I'm not just part of that podcast with Carol. I'm actually a student of YEA myself. I will also be acting as an advisor in the next course. Now, I just wanted to share with you a little bit what I got out of YEA. My experience is a little bit different because I'm not an entrepreneur currently. I have a full-time job in corporate America, but I wanted to surround myself with entrepreneurs, people who had that entrepreneurial spirit, that mindset, that motivation, people that you don't typically meet in your everyday life, people that I don't really have in my life right now outside of YEA. So being able to be a part of YEA, I was able to get those lessons. I was able to learn from people's successes and failures. There's always someone out there who's been through what you've been through or been through what you're going through. So talking to them was extremely helpful. And now I know that going forward, when I have my own business one day, I have all those lessons that I've learned. I have a network of people I can reach out to, and I also have mentors who I know are only going to want the best for me and who are going to help me along the way. So I hope that you enjoy this course of YEA, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone.
All right. Yay. So that is Holly, and she told me to tell everyone that she's missing everyone, and she's in flight right now. So I made the special request for her to send a video, and awesome, she did.
Terrific. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Carol, for playing that. So, all right, so we've talked about a lot. We talked about the 6 pillars. We've had people share about the 6 pillars, and we've had coaches and advisors, and you kind of have a feel now for what it is, the power of the program. And now it's time to talk about the course and the details of the course, and just give you a little bit of logistics about our course. Our course begins on May 18th. We have 10 sessions, and those sessions all go from 7 o'clock till 9:30. And we'll be going on from May 18th to July 27th. We'll put these up, we'll put these in the chat, or we'll put it up on the screen. And we will have an off week on May the 25th. So from May 18th, then we have an off on the 25th, and then we go weekly until the July 27th completion. The price of the course is $600. And then you have access to an entire coaching staff to help you through this journey. For tonight only, though, if you were to register tonight, the cost is $500, and with a deposit, you must be paid in full by the end of the course, which would be on July 27th. So we're looking at a $100 discount registering tonight, or deposit of $200. Any returning YEA students, the cost is $300, including past coaches or advisors that want to go through the course again. And if you happen to be enrolled in college, your cost is only $150. So that is the details, and I see them up on the screen now. Thank you, Carol. And it talks a little bit, shows you a little bit of the schedule. It also talks about the different subjects for each of the weeks. Now we do social media, we do some marketing training after Classroom 2, and to participate in the program, we require that you attend Classroom 1. That's the introduction, because that's where we give all of the details on what to expect from the course. And we also require 3 sessions to get the certificate at the end. So at this point, that is the logistics. So what do we do now? Well, it's time to register for the course on the 18th. So put in the chat, we just put in the chat, and you also put on the list, but there should be a link. Carol,
I'm gonna put the links in now.
Okay, so if you want to register tonight, Carol is going to put in the chat the links to register, and they're also on your screen. You can, you may have to type them, but either way will work. And what we're going to do is give you about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to register. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them on here now. But for the most part, we're going to go ahead and meet back here at 8:15. Let's just meet back here at 8:15 to wrap everything up. If you're interested in registering, please go right ahead.
Okay, so for everyone, I just want you to understand that it says the link for tonight only. That's for the $500 with the $100 discount for tonight only. You want to click on that, and there will be a PayPal where you can register or to put a $200 deposit down. And then the returning YEA students that are not going to be participating as coaches, head coaches, or advisors, the link will be in there for that one. And it'll take you to 2 different registration pages, those links.
All right, and again, if you have any questions at all, you can either put them in the chat or you can come off of mute, speak up.
Absolutely. And does anyone have any questions? I know we have some guests tonight, and if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm very willing to answer anything for you that we can. Carrie is too.
Carol.
Yes, Roseanne.
Last YEA, we met a lot of business owners. Will we be meeting more business owners this next YEA session?
Yes, because we have a podcast, and so we will be having special guest speakers talking about their businesses. Very definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, Roseanne.
That was a very special part of YEA last year.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hear from the people that are actually really making their businesses work. Oh, yeah.
Carol, can you briefly talk a little bit about some of the social media stuff that you're going to be doing?
Oh, absolutely. So we will be teaching how to go live on Facebook, how to go live on YouTube, how to create a YouTube channel, how to create a Facebook page. Let's see. Oh, how to create an email list. There's several trainings, how to use hashtags and why. There's so many different things we're going to be teaching, and I call them tools for really branding yourself and marketing whatever you're up to.
So a large focus on online work, especially now with the way things have transformed over the last year or two.
Absolutely.
This is gonna be the way. It's always been there, but this is going to be even more pronounced as the years go on. Now that everybody is on board with online, and
it is.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So one of the things.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, just a question for you. So the participants will be in a group call, and then they'll also have time in a smaller group with their coach, some one-on-one time and group time separately, right?
Yes, and actually what that's really going to look like, guys, because we've kind of revamped again. And so you're going to have one group meeting with your coach, with a group of people once a week. And then you're also going to have the opportunity to work with our advisors, and they will be on a Zoom call, and you'll just go into the Zoom call and you'll be talking to them about your business or your project or your nonprofit or whatever it is you're up to. And they're going to help you to identify some areas maybe you're not seeing for yourself that could forward that project or that dream or that business. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, one of the things that we like to do too is that through the program we do a lot of sharing. So You don't have to share, but if you want to share, some of the things that you're working on, some of the things that you may be going through in your journey, you're welcome to do that. But I will also be asking questions during the program. And one of the things that we did during the program was we worked with a few of the students and just kind of like dig into what they're about and what they're similar to what I did with Terrell. And the power in that is that things open up for you as you're working on a project. Sometimes questions will come to you that will make you think of something that, oh, wow, I could have done that. Or, hey, I'm going to go do this now. So that's a real powerful aspect of our course as well.
And one more thing, and that is, guys, we're very accessible. We are very easy for you to, contact any one of us. You will have a list of all the students, all the coaches, all the head coaches, Carrie and I. You will have a list of our phone numbers, our emails, and we're here. We're here to support whatever you're committed to. We're here to support that and have you win.
Great. Does anyone need any more time to register? If not, we can move ahead. Carol, what do you think?
No, I'm sorry. I
Oh.
have a question.
Sure.
I know, Carol, that
Clancy.
you're videotaping the session, and I have a couple of people who were no-shows.
Mhm.
Is it possible for them to watch this particular video, or what can I
Clancy,
tell them?
we
Yes,
are actually going to create some more dates. Okay.
great, thank
Mhm.
you.
So, and if they can't make those dates, we will absolutely be able to let them see this. I will
Thank
put
you.
it, I'm going to put it somewhere where they'll be able to, right on our website, where they'll be able to go and watch it themselves.
Oh, terrific, thank you very much. So it
Absolutely.
will be available, correct?
It's going to be available.
Awesome.
Tremendous, excellent. All right, well, I just want to just say that congratulate you if you've registered tonight. If you haven't, consider it. If you have any questions, just reach out to any of us and reach out to anyone, whoever invited you tonight to take a look at the opportunity. And we're open to any questions that you may have. But I just want to say congratulations to all of you. And I want to thank everyone who came, especially the guests. And we'll just say good night at this point, and everyone have a great night. Carol, is there anything else you'd like to say before we close?
Oh, I just really want to thank everyone that showed up tonight and shared.
Awesome.
You guys make a difference. Your sharing makes a huge difference. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, everyone, and good night.
Good night.
Carrie
Yes.
and Carol, I was wanting to ask any of my guests if they had any questions and to make sure that they weren't being shy
Okay.
Well, they can ask.
before they left. I just
Absolutely.
wanted to make sure that I sort of put them out there on the spot because
Yeah, sure.
I know that they'll have questions for me. Like, so if anything that I said before was not clear, this is like ideal time to get any clarification on questions that you may have, whether it be about cost, payment plans, the next sessions, if they aren't available for May, like how often the programs are having. I got a lot of those types of questions, and I didn't see the opening for them to ask that type of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I heard you guys say if you have any questions, but I just wanted
Yeah.
to remind them that I had heard those questions.
Okay. Well, we offer this course twice a year, and we do have an advanced course for YEA students that will be available toward the end of the year. I'm not sure, we don't have a date yet, so it's to be determined, but we will be, Susan Tannenbaum has created an advanced course for YEA for when you have graduated from this program, that there's another place to go in using those 6 pillars, more advanced. So very excited. All right.
I'd like to add one more thing.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, the greatest thing about YEA is the fact that all of us, we have a platform right here for for all of us to share, even the craziest idea that we have of a business. Because when you go into that zone is where other things get created. And there's no shame, there's no wrong, there's no right. It's being able to express yourself. And then the more you express yourself with us, the more you can do the videos, the more you can say, hey, I like that. And you participate and you will come out. There are certain people here that were mortified of computer. Now they're genius. I'm telling you, there was people that were afraid to speak and say their opinion because they thought they would be laughed or it would be wrong. And now they're like speakers. So you develop yourself in ways you don't even recognize yourself by the time the course is done. And it's an awesome community. Everybody here is to make you succeed and win so that you can be the most powerful person on this earth, believing in yourself, loving yourself, and standing for who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, being able to be out there and express yourself and do those things that you really, really enjoy is just tremendous.
Yeah.
And we're all here
Being
to
able-
help you,
And being able to have that is a really strong point in anyone's life. And what Sandy's saying is so true. And seeing everybody everyone's faces that are here that have graduated from this program, it's tremendous. And I want to acknowledge all of you and thank all of you for everything that you've given to me in this program. So thanks, everyone. Anybody else have any other questions out there?
Anything at all. We're here to answer. Did
Guess
Grace
not.
leave us? Oh, Grace.
No,
Hey,
she's still there.
Grace. Will you unmute?
Yes, I was.
I just wanted to thank you personally for making it work for you to come tonight.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Did you
for
enjoy
inviting me.
it?
Yes, it was great. Thank you.
Okay, good. Grace
Right.
is a student, guys, right now, and she's studying entrepreneurism.
Awesome.
Grace, your name is on this course, okay? It's in this program. You must come join us, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, everybody, you guys are great, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. I am going to upload this into our website, and then I'll be sending the link out to everyone so you guys can come and if you have people, take them to the website and let them see it if they can't make other introductions. Okay.
Thank you, Carol.
Hey, guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Love you guys.
Love
Good
Thank
night.
you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Carol.